Reawakening. Welcome to the Season 2 premiere of Reawakening with spiritual life coach and dream analyst Yvonne Ryba. I am your host, Chris Mann, and you may remember for Season 1, we appeared within my podcast, Reimagine That, my Retroreality.tv podcast. Yvonne had a great segment there, and we've decided to do her own show now. All of this aligns with a new direction for me and my online and other creative efforts in 2014. All of this will appear under my new production company banner, Rising Action Media. My new site, risingactionmedia.com, will launch in late 2014. And all Retroreality.tv and Reimagine That content will fold into Rising Action Media under that title and the related channel on YouTube. And this is where you will find Reawakening, the video version. Our audio version will be available on iTunes. And you can find other information about Yvonne on her website, YvonneRyba.com. That's YvonneRyba.com. And in the meantime, you can find all archived content for Retroreality at risingactionmedia.com, as well as chrisman.tv. Rising Action Media will focus on my brand of pop culture, entertainment, and holistic health information and inspiration. Anything that celebrates body, mind, and soul. That's my interest, and that's where I will be taking this blend of infotainment. As you'll see on my site, wellness, including spiritual wellness, and celebrity health in particular are passions of mine. I've had the opportunity to interview some really inspirational thought leaders, celebrities, including most recently both best-selling author Marianne Williamson, who wrote A Return to Love in 1992. Her new book is A Year of Miracles. Check out the link to my Wellbella print and video interview with Marianne, who is running for U.S. Congress right now. Check that out at chrisman.tv. I also got the chance to interview for print and video, Wellbella TV, Lisa Whelchel of Facts of Life fame. What would Marianne Williamson and Lisa Whelchel have in common? Well, check out my site, check out Wellbella, and you'll see those threads of spirituality, people who are using their visibility and their voice to bring inspiration, encouragement, motivation to people's lives. And that is what Yvonne does and has done in my life and in the lives of many that she's touched in her community and her state in Texas. And I'm so glad that we're continuing to bring her a voice on the internet via Reawakening. So let us join Yvonne now. Hi again there, Yvonne. How are you?
I'm doing very well, thank you, Chris.
Well, it's great to be chatting with you again here for our season premiere, our second season of your Reawakening show. And this time around, we're going to be expanding this to really bring in more of your life coaching skills. You've been a life coach to me for many years. And so taking your dream analysis and really how you apply your analysis to your clients' lives. So do you have a great dream there that will kind of get us started?
Oh, yes, I do. Yes, and thank you for that very grand intro. Yes.
You're welcome.
Premiere of the second year. Yes, I like that. Well, of course, and Reawakening is a great title, Chris. I got to say that. That is just perfect.
Great.
Okay, so here is the dream. And this dream came to me just a week ago from a client who was having problems with her brother. Their mother had died after a long illness. And while the mother was sick, and my client is very close to her mother, while she was sick, she kind of let it be known to her daughter that she would be fine. She had organized it so she would get half of everything, and there was quite a bit of money here. And she would be fine, everything would work out well, and so on. After her mother died, her brother, who is the executor for this, well, he just decided that he wasn't going to give his sister anything.
Yeah.
And he headed off to Australia and did a lot of stuff out there, and she is having a real problem with this.
Wow.
So, of course, as a life coach, I mean, I'm not the attorney here. She's got an attorney working on it. But as a life coach, it was, how do I deal with this? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
How am I going to get through these feelings of, like I'm getting to hate my brother. I'm upset about my mother dying, and there were all these mixed feelings here. And then she told me, she said, and I had a dream, and I know you do interpret dreams. And I said, sure, yeah.
And may I interject, a spiritual life coach is how I view you, and many of your clients do. So you take things from that.
And I put that to them, yes. They know that I'm a practitioner in science of mind, a religious science practitioner, right? And now we're called Centers for Spiritual Living, but the philosophy is religious or science of mind, whichever way you want to go. It's religious science, science of mind. Now, this is the dream she had. The dream really was, I've never had anybody give me this dream before, because I've had sometimes people have similar dreams, but this one was really different.
Okay.
So her mom had passed over by this time, but in the dream she appeared again. And she came to my client and she said, she loved her very much still, and she was there for her, and they had the conversation, how great it is to see you. It was just like she was really there. And it was a very intense dream in which, I have talked about this before. These kind of dreams, when they are like that, they're more like a vision than an actual dream. And they have strong meaning. It's very spiritual, this dream. It has very, very strong, intense feeling and a great meaning behind it.
Great.
So her mom's talking to her, and then her mom put her hands to her head and pulled her head off.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I know. It's weird. Pulled her head off, put it in a bag, and handed it to her daughter.
Okay.
And the head said, "No, I'm going to go with you and help you." All right. So she, in the dream, it seemed to go on for a long time. It seemed like days and days to her daughter. She went around, did her business, and she carried her mom's head with her, and her mom talked to her and told her what to do.
Wow.
Her mom gave her advice, guided her, just like she would have done in real life. And then the head said, "Right, well, I've done as much as I can. Now you're going to have to do it on your own. And I'm going to go back and continue on my way." And my client was like, "Oh, no, don't want you to go." But, of course, she did. And then she woke up. And she was kind of upset because she had felt like her mom was with her. But then she thought about the dream. And she recognized there was truth to it, that there was a very strong meaning here. And that it was time for her to use her own head. In other words, to think for herself.
Oh, okay.
Get it? Right. And that this dream, and I told her this as well, of course. I mean, she said, it seemed like she was saying, you've got to do this on your own. And I said, yes, think for yourself. And that's what dreams do. Like I've told our listeners before, they use play on words, puns. They play around with things. They use symbols. They'll make one thing into something else, and you have to figure it out. So we had a good time with this dream. Because I said, you have relied upon your mother's advice and leaned upon her for your decision-making. And now you have the challenge of dealing with your brother, who has always been this way, and your mother managed to control him, but now he's doing his own thing and refusing to share. Kind of very immature attitude, of course, but, this is a big deal. I mean, this is a lot of money, and she has half of it. Legally, it's hers. I mean, that's the way it's supposed to be.
Right.
But he is playing difficult. So our mom is saying in the dream, I've told you what to do before, but now you have to think for yourself. And that's where the spiritual message comes in, because she is also someone who goes to a Science of Mind center, a center for spiritual living. So she was already clear about how I was explaining it to her. Because, we are responsible. We're accountable for our actions, each and every one of us.
Yes.
And we have the freedom to make choices. But one of the things the dream was saying was, use your wisdom. And the wisdom of your mother, in the dream, the mother, represents the wise woman. It can also be your mom, of course. But here it was both. It was the wise woman with experience, whom she relied upon and looked up to. And the head, the fact that she took a head off and put it in a bag, the head represents the mind and the intellect. Well, it also represents more than just the brain. The mind is bigger than that.
Yes.
It's the connection with everybody. When we pray, we send out our thoughts to spirit. When we communicate with people, we can send out thoughts of love and they feel it. They know. I mean, people pick up on how you feel by the communication that you send out.
Mm-hmm.
And this is part of the whole thing here, that we are first accountable. The brother's going to be accountable. She's accountable for her actions now. This is not the time to dodge about. We have to be firm. Mm-hmm. We have to make him obey the rules. So she has got an attorney.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, you have to go. The attorney's giving you advice, which she hadn't acted upon at that point. And I said, you have to do it. I know you don't want to have this confrontation and so on, and you're just hoping that he'll be nice and do what he's supposed to do. But here, the dream is saying, no, here you are, stand on your own 2 feet, use your own mind, go for it, all right? And things will work out. It's a challenge that we all face at some point. Something we hate doing, you can bet your life that it'll show up, and you have to do it.
Yeah.
You know, it can be trivial, it can be huge. It'll show up.
It'll show up. And so sometimes we may have a disturbing dream or image in a dream, like the head, but stop and think about the symbolism there, right? Of what that means. It could have a very positive message behind it.
Right. Exactly, Chris. A disturbing dream is often a very strong message. And it's disturbing because the subconscious, from which all dreams and symbols and so on come, but the subconscious doesn't have a written language. It deals with the symbolic language. It knows everything that's gone on in your life, and it'll pull out things, like I call that the filing drawer of memory. It'll go through and say, now let's see, something she's frightened of, I'll use that. And it'll pull out something that scared you and put it in the dream to make you wake up and remember the dream.
Yeah.
Did you know how easy it is to forget? I mean, don't we forget some of the best dreams because we just wake up and let it float away?
Yes.
But when you've had a nightmare or something very intense happen, you remember the whole of the dream. So that's what happened to her. She was upset. She woke up. She remembered the dream. And I'm so glad she did, because I think it's an absolute, incredible one that goes down in the files here. It's special. I've never had anybody have that before.
And now you've helped her make sense of it, and you've helped her develop a plan of action.
Yes, well, she needed permission. That's partly what life coaches do sometimes, is they point out to their clients that you really have a feeling you know what you're supposed to do, but you need permission from your higher self or your inner being to go ahead and do it. Like, if I go and sue my brother, I'm a bad person, right? Well, he is accountable for his actions.
That's
he's
right.
not behaving the way he's supposed to. And he's probably relying upon her to be easy on him, you see, and that's not going to do any good for her. She's not an old person, but she is within sight of retirement, and this money is going to be her retirement money. Allow her the freedom to buy herself a place outright when she retires and feel okay about things.
So you have helped her understand that this is her spirit, her higher self, giving her a message how to handle these life problems.
Absolutely. And I'm going to read a little bit of what Ernest Holmes, who is the founder of Science of Mind, says about this kind of thing. He didn't talk about dreams in this part, but he says what we believe. And we believe in the direct revelation of truth through our intuitive and spiritual nature, and that anyone may become a revealer of truth who lives in close contact with the indwelling God. The indwelling God here is our spirit, because we all have that, and we all are connected to the force that we call God, the power, the presence, the incredible, unimaginable thing that we call God. The eternal Mother of Mother Earth, Father Sky. It doesn't matter what you call God. I know some people will object to that.
The universal energy.
Yes, the universal force, the energy. I think of Star Wars,
Sure. May the force be with you.
Called tremor in the force.
Yep.
So, and that kind of explains it.
Yeah.
This part here, the revealer of truth, came through her intuitive being. It wasn't too clear to her exactly. She got the kind of gist of it, but since I have dealt with dreams for so many years, and that I'm a practitioner, it was fairly easy to explain, look, it's not just you wanted your mom back to help you, and that you felt her presence, but it's also a clear sign and message that it's time for you to stand up and be counted here.
That's right.
She does. She will. I mean, this is it. She knows what to do.
Well, sage advice, and I thank you so much for sharing that with our listeners. And if you guys have a dream that you'd like Yvonne to analyze, we'll go through it on the show and get some life coaching skills, then email me at chrismann.tv@gmail.com. That's CHRISMANN.tv@gmail.com. And I'll pass it along to Yvonne, and we'll approach it on a future show.
Great.
Well, thank you, Yvonne. It's great to connect with you again for reawakening. When you wake up in the morning, take note of those dreams. They will help you reawaken to your life. Thank you, Yvonne.
Thank you, Chris.
Reawakening with Chris Mann and Yvonne Ryba is a Rising Action Media production. Copyright 2014 by Chris Mann.